No, Luke. I am potentially your father. Pending a DNA test, obviously. Because really, what are the odds? Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. We're going to talk about the top 10 core squads in the game, which are like the foundational squads that you all need. Everyone needs these squads to be able to succeed and be competitive in this game, not just in the PvP stuff, but also in all the different game modes out there, because there are a ton of different things that all these squads do. However, what I'm going to do, it's going to be kind of a backwards thing, because I'm going to show you what the squads are real briefly, and then I'm just going to show you how they're used and what they look like in the setting of GAC. Now, the GAC isn't the limit to what these squads can do, but I think that they highlight them pretty well. I'm going to show you on my alternate account so that you can see these squads taking down way stronger teams and how I kind of use them, and it'll be a good time. And then I'm going to put out a different video pretty soon talking about all the different places to put these squads and how to use them, like just detailing just how important they are and why they're foundational. And this will all be used as a resource to eventually create some kind of like a new player farming guide or something like that. We'll see what it all becomes of it. But before we do anything, folks, just want to say thank you to my patrons for all of your support. I really appreciate every single one of you. You guys are awesome, and I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much for everything. I also want to remind everyone that if you want to support the channel for free, all you've got to do is help like the channel, or you can like the channel, you can like the video, you can subscribe and comment, guys. It's a good time for everyone when you do any of those things. I realize that's a pretty extreme comment, but let's get going, shall we? Let's talk about the teams real briefly, and then I'll show you the video of how to use them. It'll be fun, potentially. It might not be. Whoa, we're in the game. Madness. This is crazy. Look at that, guys. I've already gained 300k GP. It's just, I guess it's time to be growing that GP lately. Okay, so bounty hunters are the first one. There's a lot of different versions of bounty hunters, but this is probably my favorite one, the Orasing lead one. With Zam or the Omicron, you don't necessarily have to have the Omicron, but that helps greatly, especially in early game. That's Omicrons are only for GAC, of course, or Territory Wars, though the ones I'm going to show you are only for GAC. Now we have the CLS Rebels team, which is pretty hard to get, but also very, very worthwhile in the getting. Nightsisters are really strong, not only in GAC, but they have an assault battle. They're really good in Conquest, for instance. They're amazing in Conquest, in fact. They do a lot of cool stuff. And then General Grievous, this is probably the best separatist team out there. I know that Trench is kicking around doing some stuff, but I still think I prefer Grievous. He takes down all kinds of really crazy stuff, actually, guys. And then, of course, we have the Emperor Palpatine with Mara Jade and Vader. They've obviously kind of split off eventually from each other, but this squad is very strong early game, and you'll be able to unlock all of these characters fairly early on. Moff Gideon you want for this squad at some point, but then you're going to split it into so we have the core Padme team, so you're going to unlock Padme, and then this is like the best version of Padme for a while, but then eventually she's going to go her own direction. These other characters are going to go their own direction. So the first splinter off is you're going to peel all of these middle characters off and put them with Qui-Gon, and then eventually you'll put some other random character. You can see I'm using Shaak Ti as a placeholder for both splinters because she's actually pretty good with both. Then the other splinter is going to be Padme with Gideon, and then a bunch of supports for that. Troopers, they just delete stuff if you have the right speeds and you have them clocked correctly. The Scoundrel team, the Smuggler Scoundrels, like with Dash and Vandor, it's just very hard to deny how important this team is, and maybe you can split them up to make their own team eventually, but they are pretty good as this currently constructed. The two that I'm not going to show you how I used, because they were on defense, were Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi, and eventually you will put Jedi Luke in there, and it'll be a whole thing. But this is a pretty core team that you can unlock pretty early on, in fact. And then we have the Traya Sith Squad, which is very strong. You probably need a couple Omicrons for Traya and Savage. The only reason Savage is here is because of the Omicron. Do not put one on Traya, guys. But you need more, or on Talon, sorry. And you need way more gear than this, of course. But these are the core teams, folks. These are the ones. So let's go in and I'll show you how they're used. This is kind of just a practical example of like, okay, in GAC, this is what they do, and then you just get a feel of how the squad works and what kind of gear levels you really need to be able to compete. Remember, I'm facing the two people I'm facing have more than 2 million more GP than me. I'm at 4.5, they're at 6.5 or more GP. This they have all relic squads. It's a very tricky thing in Chromium to be able to beat these guys, but we did actually just trounce the heck out of both of them. It was quite uneven, and you can do the same, folks. It's not that hard, really, which is what she said. Let's get into the actual video, shall we? So we're going to start with the way I have it laid out, folks, is I'm going to show the team. You can see the team up top, and that's going to show you like the relic levels and everything, and then I'll show you the team that I select, just so you can have a context of what gear levels and relic levels everyone is at. So we're going to do Nightsisters first, and Nightsisters, you can see you need a relic 5 DACA, and that's it. Everyone else, yeah, I'm using Marin here, but everyone else is super low gear, actually. Like, Asajj is gear 12 or something, because she needs to be a little bit higher, but otherwise, so these are somewhat relict geos. There's some relics, some not as relict. I think it's half and half, once you count the Brute twice. And you can see how the Nightsisters just get kicked, and and I'm going to actually show you a much trickier fight with them as well. So I'm going to show some of these squads being used twice, some of them just being used once. Just so that the video isn't like an entire hour long. It might still be that, but it won't be quite an hour. I'm sure. So the Nightsisters just thrive off of their members getting killed, and then you just revive them over and over again. I do not have the Omicron on this team, right? And so on Marin, and she's gear 8 is all she is. Zombie is gear 10. Telzin is what, like 9 or 10, something like that. And the idea is you just look at all these stacks of plague on everyone. Like Marin just makes this squad so much crazier and better, in my opinion. But it's not. You don't need Marin necessarily, but she's going to be available to farm here pretty soon, and I think she's going to be very central to what Nightsisters do moving forward, so I think it's probably wise to just keep her there. So Marin also makes it so that you get really good banners, folks. And then, alright, the next one I'll show you guys Nightsisters against this mostly relict Grievous squad, including relic 7 on Grievous. It's pretty good. It's pretty strong. You can see all my gear levels. Gear 12 on Asajj, relic 5 on Old DACA, and then 10 and 10 on Zombie, and Marin is just gear 8 with her Zeta, but nothing else. So, in the squad, this is a relic 7 General Grievous. So it's no slouch. It's not the very best version of this team, honestly, so you go for the B1 first, and because he can do a lot of damage. He can spread that target lock quite a bit. He does a lot of stuff. He helps regenerate his own team. You just want him gone, so he's gone. They kill everyone except for, look at how close this is, guys. This is why you want relic 5 on Old DACA, and you want her modded for crazy health, because you want her to just keep taking. You want her to stay alive, obviously, but she also ramps her health as people die. She continues to be tougher and tougher to kill, and so you can just see that they're just all slowly bringing them into line. I managed to get a couple clever kills, just summoning someone and using Talzin lead Zeta to be able to kill people and then resummon them and revive them, and old Daka managed to get a lot of quick turns. You can see Droideka is really going for Daka, but every time they kill someone on the team, Asajj ramps her attack and offense and everything, and so does old Daka, but just with health. And Droideka can be a little bit tricky to take out sometimes because of his immunity. And actually, let's see, I guess Asajj is the only one we really have to be able to get rid of that. I should have used a basic on Zombie just to get tenacity down on him, on Droideka. He's tough to target down because he has damage immunity, and only Asajj can really dispel it. Yeah, he keeps going for Daka, man. But look at how Merrin just keeps regenerating their health and protection. Some people might accuse Asajj, Zeta of doing that, or sorry, Omicron of doing that, and she can do that to a limited degree, but not nearly as well as Merrin can naturally. So there we go, guys. 75 banners. Now, just as a bonus, look at this in Conquest, guys. This is the only Conquest view that we're gonna have, but look at how Nightsisters just totally destroy Conquest. This account got 5 boxes. It got to the 5th box and to the Omicron right after it. And I have like no Galactic Legends. I have none, and I'm still getting box 5, and which is something you're able to farm every Conquest character after what, like 5 or 6 months, if you can get box 5. So next we're gonna do Bounty Hunters, guys. I like the Aura Sing version here with Zam. So Zam is making Bosk and Grief a little bit faster here, and then so every time, so you can see we're at 0% on the bottom right here, and we just have to do actions while we have buffs. So we already have our contract. We can just evaporate Luke, and now the rest of this fight is just gonna take a long time. So I kind of sped it up, but it's honestly, guys, it's just cleanup after this. You just have to handle your affairs and take them out. So let's actually move forward on this, shall we? Hold on a sec. All right. So just take out Grandmaster Yoda. It took a while. Like the cleanup took a while, but we eventually got there. Oh yeah, they killed Mando at some point, which was the thing that took forever to take him down, because remember, these are all high relics, and a lot of these characters that I'm like using Gear 11, Gear 12, etc. Now this is a Darth Revan team. I could have used Bounty Hunters to take this out. I kind of forgot that was an option, which is, that's shame on me, but otherwise, though, it's kind of fun. So we're using a preload, which means we're just getting rid of all of the good initial moves on these guys. And then this is the Splinter on Padme that I was talking about. You can see I'm not adhering to it perfectly. We're using Mace here instead of what, GK, General Kenobi. But I mean, the idea is these guys are all super high relic, and you can see Qui-Gon's just going to get taken out, and then we have offense down, so we're doing half damage, but we got to do the AoE. And you can see even without Ki-Adi-Mundi, usually Ki-Adi-Mundi goes on this team as well, but if you don't have him unlocked, you can still take this team out. I mean, we've already dropped 20 banners because we sent in that burner squad, but as long as you can kill the majority of this team, then you're good to go. So killed everyone, and then HK does extra damage against Jedi, and he's like, hey, I'm kind of mad that you killed my master. You stinking meatbags, and it's not a pretty thing. It's not kind. So he did kill that squad, but then I killed him back with a Karth team. So ha. Now here's another version of this Qui-Gon team. We're using Shock T this time. Maybe we used her last time. We did, actually. This is the same thing. Okay, so I wanted to give everyone offense up. I was hoping that Anakin would keep offense up, and this is only against a crew team. This isn't too crazy, but remember, they're restricting our turn meter as long as Hux has advantage, which he doesn't have advantage right now. Well, now he does. He does, then he doesn't, and they're just not killing Qui-Gon, and they need to hurry up, guys. Okay, killed Qui-Gon. Do the AOE, and then you just need to take out Red Trooper, and the rest is pretty easy. I do like Snips here on this team quite a bit. She helps assist. She does all sorts of cool stuff. All right, so we're taking out a Commander Luke team here, guys, and it's not like the very best Commander Luke. It's got Rolo and it's got Cholo, Captain Han Solo. So we're just using Scoundrels. I think I'm using Nest here instead of Beskar Mando, which is fine. Nest has more relics than Vando does. May as well. But remember, Dash with his Omicron, and then Vander Chewie with his Zeta just keeps reviving everyone. So if anyone dies, which I don't actually think anyone does die here, but remember, they just get auto-revived by Vandor unless there's someone who prevents revives, which I don't think there is anyone on this squad. Though we are pretty low relic. Dash is only gear 12. Vandor's gear, or relic 3, because that's your weak point. If he dies, then the whole team drops. And Vander Chewie with Dash is just a delight, folks. It's so much fun. Super duper fun. And watch how much damage Vander does with his big hit. He did like 100,000 damage. Pretty awesome, man. So let's just take out CLS here as a bows. Like I said, it's not an optimized squad, and I'm sure the modding isn't optimized. I'm not telling you guys that go out there and you can just do this to any size account, but I am saying that this isn't something that's too far away from what you guys can be doing. This isn't Chromium, so yeah, the people you're facing are probably going to be better. Okay, here's Grievous squad, guys, and notice how he's the only one with relics on his whole team. Well, hold on, B1 has relics. He's relic 4. Grievous is only relic 3, but then we're taking on, my opponent had Sith Eternal Emperor, man. It's not really okay. So now we'll get target lock on everyone. Do the AoE here to give more turn meter to people, and more turn meter. And now do a basic on Sith Eternal to get healing immunity on him. And we're just going to try taking him out. Okay, he killed our Magna Guard. He still has healing immunity, so let's just do the big hit on him. Get some more turn meter for Grievous, because every time you hit the target lock, you get more turn meter. And remember, this is just a good squad because it has so many droids in it. A lot of things require droids as well. So now Sith Eternal Emperor is gone. And we can just kill the hell out of the rest of his army for fun, at our leisure. Dooku's kind of annoying because you can't keep any of his debuffs on him because he has that. He's got Watt on the team. He's got the shield tech, so that's a little bit frustrating. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, this is kind of just cleanup, guys. We don't need to watch all of this. Hold on a sec. Alright, now it's just Dooku versus Grievous. Grievous takes him out. We drop like 13 banners, but still pretty fun. Alright, here's another squad with the Grievous squad. You can note that everyone's like relic or gear 9. It's not high gear. Not high gear at all. We killed a Galactic Legend with it before. Now we're gonna kill a much stronger version of CLS. It's still not it's not the strongest version. The strongest version has C-3PO on it, but Chupio is a huge improvement for them. So, yeah, you just want to put extortion on Luke because he'll pay that extortion eventually because he knows that you know what he did to his sister that one time that we were all watching. Is that sufficiently awkward way to phrase it, guys? So. Yeah, you just want target lock on everyone you can. Putting target lock on Fulcrum is not possible. She'll just auto dispel it, but you can just. This is pretty clockwork, guys. This is yeah. So you get target lock on her, she dispels it, and then you just kill her because why not? There we go. Only dropped 3 banners. All right, here's the CLS team in action, folks. Commander Luke Skywalker. Let's see it. This is against Padme. This is against his own mom and dad and like godfather and stuff. It's awkward. So here's the thing. Padme punishes you for assisting. And so what you want to do, what you have to do, is stun lock as many people as you can, and then because they resist so much, you get a ton of turn meter. Like, you kind of get unlimited turn meter. You can't reduce their turn meter, but you get your own turn meter. And so you kind of focus on... Padme teams are actually much more difficult to kill if they don't have Kenobi on them, because Kenobi you can just focus fire down, and you can see how much bonus protection he's getting because of Padme just handing it out as the lead. And so you just eventually want to kill Padme with AoEs. Padme and the ads. Eventually, gosh, so we're close to killing Kenobi. We don't want to kill him because Padme becomes almost impossible to kill. And so right now, I'm just kind of waiting, biding my time, trying to get a little damage on Padme, trying to prime it so that if necessary, if we do accidentally kill GK, that we'll actually be able to maybe take her down anyways. But okay, we got him back to an acceptable health level. He keeps healing a little bit, which is nice. It's good for us. And we're just waiting to get Padme down. We did another AoE. We're pretty close now. We can probably just chop her down. There you go. Patricide Luke, we can call him. Alright, we got Imperial Troopers now against a... not a very strong resistance team, though. This is how it usually works. He doesn't even have BB-8 unlocked. The BB-8 is unlocked because he has Jedi Training Ray unlocked, so I have no idea what's going on here, why BB-8 wouldn't be part of this squad, but they don't. And you'll note, though, if you go back, this is a Gear 11. I don't think anyone is higher than Gear 11, including Dark Trooper, and he still just destroys people. It's pretty fun. This team is a lot of fun, guys. If you can work on it, you don't need a huge gear investment. You know that most of these teams have very low gear investment. My CLS team does have all Relic 5, but other than that, this team is good. I have a Gear 7 Baze Malbus here because I want him to take the initial hits against this high relic Nightsisters team. And then we have Watt here to give weapons tech to Vader, so that Vader can, when he goes, if he kills one of the Nightsisters, Zombie won't revive them because he denies revives. So we're just trying to get ability block on people, getting as many stacks as we can here. And then can we kill Relic 6 Talzin? Looks like not. Almost took her out. So we do this, kill Talzin, of course, Zombie revives Talzin. It's not a very great exchange, but all right, let's try to stun people with Emperor Palpatine, and then remember, every time Mara Jade does a basic, then Palpatine does a basic. And we're just trying to finagle things, guys, so that Vader prevents them from reviving, because this is a very dangerous team. It's very tilting. You guys saw earlier how resilient Nightsisters can be. You want to reapply all of these shocks as you can. Gosh, Talia, we left Talia out in the open, so she cleansed everyone. And now, okay, you can do the AoE with Vader, then get another turn. And then now we can just, as long as we can prevent revives, we just need to get kills, essentially. So I'm finagling it so that I can get an AoE, so that I can get more stacks on Talzin, so that I can take her out. And now she's not revivable. Revive a bowl. The entire bowl? Yes, indeed. Poor old Baze is just like not taking turns hardly, because you get so much turn meter with Emperor Palpatine, guys. He is one of the very best, and he's so easy to unlock. Mara Jade is an easy farm. She's on hard no, but even if she's just 3 stars, she's only Gear 11 here, guys, and she's not really doing that much. She's just facilitating quite a bit. Vader at high relics, he is Relic 7. I don't remember why I took him to Relic 7 on this account, but he is my highest relic. So anyways, we got basically max banners there, guys, and that is that, folks. Remember to mount the algorithm. Let me know what teams did I miss. What are other teams that are not or that you think are core that I didn't list, guys? I would love to hear it. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.